match number 2. Terry Saccone going to lead it off here against Steve Bruck. And Saccone, the veteran. He's been on the show 10 times over the years. A 6-time king.
And that's normally not how he strikes, but the 6-pin this way, we'll take it, though.
Yeah, he's been around long enough to know you just take those things.
And smile about it.
That's right.
Terry's a very consistent bowler. It seems like every time he bowls, he's, somewhere around the top.
Steve Bruck grinding out a 193 win in match number 1. Starts his game on lane 6 with a great shot. Solid 10.
Vi McKinney would like me to remind you all that, well, let's first look at this.
Okay, right over the 10th board. 1-3 pocket filled up. 6-pin wraps around the 10. Ooh, not good. Look out. Speaking of not good, misses it by a mile. Not typically the type of spare shooting you'd see out of Steve Bruck. And what about Vi?
She has fundraisers going on. You can contact her out at Strikes and Spares, and if you have a good cause that you'd like to raise a little bit of money for, Vi can help you with that.
Great. I now know who I can talk to about my new car. The Dave Newrath New Car Fund. All she wrote.
Knocked that pin out of there that time.
That's one way to make sure you don't miss it.
You got that right.
There's Vi there in the green, sporting a new hairdo.
Oh, yeah. See her back there right over Terry's shoulder.
Good lady. Been very involved in bowling for a lot of years. And Terry looks a little rough to start this match, Jennifer.
Yeah, going high twice. Actually going Brooklyn once and then high, so he hasn't quite got the correction far enough to the right.
He was throwing a few practice balls right before the match got started, and I didn't notice that problem at all.
I didn't either.
Exactly right, George. And Terry has been on the show here, you mentioned 10 times. I think 2 of those times have been here. One I know for sure was here at Green Hills a couple of years ago, and I think one of the other ones was also. So he's very comfortable in this establishment, not comfortable on this particular pair on this particular day.
Yet.
A big yet. Still not yet. Going high, leaving the 7th pin there, Jen. What, you've been on the telecast too a lot of times. I think people like to know how you loosen up. Just get out there and go for it, right?
Yeah, right. And I think it's important. It's so difficult with the cameras rolling. You do get tense, and maybe you don't make moves as quickly as you should. And I think that's good advice, that if you're doing something wrong, make the adjustment and make it big. Don't keep on dying from the same spot.
Move and die from a different spot, but at least it's something, right?
That's the name of my game. Doesn't matter where I shoot from, unless I'm 10 feet from the pins.
We've heard that about you.
Yeah, well, that's true. Steve Bruck here in the 3rd.
Ooh.
Oh, that solid 10 is back.
Well, the last one was just a bad break. This one is caused by getting the ball in early. Now watch this ball. He gets it inside of his target. Straight, wrong angle. You're out of here. 6-pin wraps around the 10. You got to get a little bit more angle, enter in the pocket, or a duplication of the miss last time. Now, folks, let me tell you something. I'm 38 years old, and I grew up at a little place in Cheviot, Glenmore Lanes, and they've got above ground ball returns. You're going to hit them every once in a while, and you got to learn to shoot those corner pin spares with the rack in your way.
That's right. You almost have to just forget that it's there, and if you're obviously going to kick it because you're right next to it.
Unnerved with 2 open frames, Steve Bruck.
And he gets the delayed reaction strike there. He doesn't look thrilled about it, but it went down.
Even a crowd. Hey, sure.
It just beat the rack.
We cut away, and I didn't get to see it either.
Kathy, our scorekeeper, didn't catch it either. She's scratching out her 9 and giving it a big X.
We're all in the dark here. We'll try to rectify that situation.
There we go.
Jim, you called that one halfway down. That was buried.
Excellent adjustment.
Terry Saccone now coming through with a great shot there, going right over the 11th board, keeping a fairly tight line, but what his ball does is roll off at the end, knocks a 6 into the sideboard, comes off and gets the 10.
And that gives Terry a 22-pin lead early in this match.
Sliding by, and the weak 10 on that one. 6-pin going to the channel and staying there. Just to show you how important your single pin spares are. If Steve Bruck would have made both of his, we're looking at a 60. He'd cost him 23 pins by missing 2 little single pin spares.
Look out.
What in the world is going on here?
This is not characteristic of these two bowlers at all.
Maybe we'll break.
Let's regroup.
Well, yeah, we'll break for commercial right here and come back in just a few minutes. Take a minute, watch these important messages, and we'll be back.
I didn't know who to trust.
Hey, there are a lot of muffler places.
Especially with a foreign.
Game of our second match, Terry Saccone against Steve Bruck. Steve trailing in this match, but can get right back in it with a strike here in the 5th. And he got it. He doubles up.
Steve Bruck not having a lot of luck with a packed pocket shot. He's going to go with a light wally here. Now, on a mixer, take a look at what happens. Head pin center of your screen is going to go to the left wall. 5 pin's going to go that way too, but slower. There goes the head. The 5 pin. Head pin comes off the wall into the 4. 7, you're out of here. If I was him, I'd stay with the light hit, Jen.
I think you're exactly right. I think that's a very good adjustment for him.
Some of you might be saying, well, if you're hitting the pocket firm, I mean, you know, why do you want to move? You don't want to really make any major moves, but a half a board left with your feet just to open the shot up a little bit, and you still have that flush pocket shot, but hopefully it loosens your elbow up and your shoulder and gives you that good pin action.
So Steve has put some major league heat on Terry Saccone. Look out.
Boy, oh boy, getting that ball down. He's getting around the ball early. Now what I mean by that is he's starting his wrist roll and his thumb rotation way too soon. And by the time the ball gets to the foul line, he's on top of it already. Not very indicative of Terry Saccone in this type of a situation.
And really, he's very lucky to have the score he does.
He covers here in the 6th, but Terry Saccone now trailing in this match.
Trailing by approximately 20 pins, George, and you're right. It's as in match 1, you take it, I don't want it. It's going back and forth.
If I know Terry, the latter part of the game is his better part, I would say. He'll come on strong, just not this frame.
Must be next frame.
Well, the 7th frame isn't late. We'll say the 8th.
That's
How
right.
about that?
3-6-10, we've seen this a couple of times today. Again, the optimum way to make it, hit the 3 pin, the frontmost to the right, and let the ball just kind of travel on down the line, taking each pin out.
Like, how come the plan comes through for you, but when I say it, it's
Years
what is the deal here?
Years of experience, Jen, that's all.
Plus you pay the bowlers well. Steve Bruck, boy, if he hadn't have missed those 2 10 pins, he would really have his foot on Terry Saccone's throat here.
Wow, WWF all over again, huh? Well, that's about as close to a foot on the throat as you want.
Yeah, he's starting to grind it in.
Ooh.
That's a 4-bagger. And Bruck now up in the 8th.
Finds
He's
him
got
at 23.
There's some intensity showing through now. He was looking to line himself up and all set to go. Looking for 5 in a row now.
Left-hand lane. This is a big one.
on light.
And that's right. 5-7 off the wall. completes the trail there, 5 in a row, and Terry Saccone is in big trouble. He must strike in this, the 8th and 9th frame, to put any pressure at all on Steve Bruck. 8th frame, Terry Saccone needs 10 in the pit.
It's better.
2-8. 2-8. He got the ball to go longer,
I
no
think
doubt
he
about
went
that.
to a shinier hammer, did he not?
Yes, he did. To get the ball through the heads or the front part of the lane. That part of it worked, but the ball just did not go into a roll on the back end.
So the man from Cold Spring, Kentucky, in a world of hurt here. He trails big time.
We mentioned Tony Plank before. We also have Mr. Tom McGill with us and Mr. Larry Dougherty from Ultimate Distributing Company, distributing those fine Hudy products.
Fine indeed.
Yeah, Terry Saccone uses their products regularly, but
Well, wait a minute here.
he could use some help right now, I guarantee you. There you go. Now that ball didn't react at all. He's getting the ball to go through the heads, but the newer ball, the shinier hammer, as you pointed out, Jen, is not catching on the back end and rolling off.
And the dollar surface hammer is hooking too much. I think he may be having an equipment failure.
It's called jail, too.
That's what I always blame it on.
Yeah, like when the teleprompter goes out, right, George?
There
You're
you
scrambling
go.
for notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Terry Saccone has sealed his own fate in this game by not having the proper equipment to address this particular situation. Steve Bruck is in the driver's seat and will go on to the championship match. And Brian Himmler is kind of roaming around here someplace. He knows he's going to shoot against Steven Bruck.
Steve has really found the line. That's 6 in a row.
Can take it out for 247, George.
That's with the 2 open frames. That is not shabby.
247 with 2 opens, Jen. How about that?
Well, that's a good thing about striking is you can pick up those opens so quickly. 2 strikes will take that open right away. And in his case, he took away 2 and added about 3 strikes on it. If that makes any sense at all.
Let me work that up. Lane 5, Steve is also lined up. I'm sure Brian Himmler's, yeah, here he is. He's watching and obviously looking at Steven as an accomplished match player. And will take some of the moves to note in the championship match.
Bruck looking to take it out all the way here in the 10th.
Looking good,
in a row, I'll say.
Remember, it's not how you feel, it's how you look. Looking good is an understatement. Steven Bruck finishing with a strong 9 in a row for 247, defeating Terry Saccone's 166, earning him the right to go into the championship match to meet Brian Himmler.